A very warm welcome to this conference that PFRDA has organized for regional rural banks and post offices operating in the northeastern states for promotion of Atal Pension Yojana in this region. I would have very much liked to be present for this conference, but unfortunately I'm not able to do so. I hope all of you go back from this conference with some new ideas and strategies and tactics which you can use for promoting Atal Pension Yojana a little more vigorously than what we've seen in the past. Now, the reason why we are having this conference in Guwahati for all the northeastern states is that we find that there is a lot of potential here in these states to push and promote Atal Pension Yojana, not all of which has been fully utilized. The regional rural banks have been at the forefront in pushing APY in the country. And even in the Northeast, I find that there are a couple of RRBs which have done exceedingly well. And but still, there's a long way to go. And there are some which are still lagging behind and which could definitely do much more than what they've done so far. Even the post offices have can do a lot more than what they've done so far. So this was the reason why we thought we should organize this conference in Guwahati for the northeastern states and try and push Atal Pension Yojana as closely as possible. Now, there are good reasons why we are trying, why we want to do this, apart from the fact that the coverage is not very high. And the reasons are that people need a pension cover. People need to save for their pension. As you know, the pension coverage in this country is very low. It's just about 14 or 15% of the working age population is covered by any kind of a pension cover. And because of various factors, it is imperative that people start saving for their pension as quickly as possible. And these factors are that one, that people are living much longer, and when people live longer, they need more income to support themselves in their old age. Second is the fact that the joint families system is breaking down and is being increasingly replaced by nuclear families. So people in their old age now cannot rely upon their children and their grandchildren to support them, as used to happen in the past. This is another important factor. And the third is that costs keep rising every day. Inflation takes a toll on savings, and whatever you save today may not be sufficient for you 4 or 5 years down the line. So if people think that they've saved enough for retirement, they could be in for a rude shock if that amount is not adequate for their requirements. So people need to set aside money on a regular basis to save for their old age, and Atal Pension Yojana provides a very good opportunity for them to do so. This is a guaranteed pension scheme. Which is quite unique. There are not many schemes in the world which are guaranteed by the central government. But this scheme is guaranteed by the central government, and it is aimed at those who are not so well off financially. And the contribution levels also have been kept low, and the amount of benefit also is therefore capped at a maximum of 5,000 rupees per month at the age of 60. But it has many other attractive features: low cost, absolutely low cost. The monies are invested in the same way as the government NPS contributions are invested. But investment apart, since it's a guaranteed scheme, this really should not be an issue at all. And it's a very easy to operate scheme. It's been launched on the basis of the fact that most people, after the success of the Jan Dhan Yojana, have bank accounts, and it's a bank account and a post office account based scheme. So anybody having a bank account and anybody who fulfills the very liberal eligibility criteria that have been set can open an Atal Pension Yojana account and start contributing. So it's a very simple scheme, and all you need to tell your people is to popularize this scheme among their customer base and get as many people to join uh, pensions. The RRBs would be knowing that the government has set a target of 60 accounts per bank branch for this current year, and I mentioned that a couple of banks RRBs have done exceedingly well, but even they will have to try a little harder to reach the goal of 60 accounts per branch for the year, and the other banks will have to put in a lot more effort to see that this target is achieved. The post offices also will have to put in a lot of work to see that the target is achieved by 31st of March 2018. Now, among the many strategies that can be employed and which many banks have successfully done is to use the business correspondent network, BC network. All banks have BCs, and some banks have been particularly successful in using the BC channel to get APY accounts. And you could therefore use the same thing. If you have a BC network, you could use them to get more and more APY accounts to be opened. Another new channel that we opened up is the eAPY channel. Now this works on the basis of the Aadhaar card. So and this does away with the need for the customer to come to your branch. So if he has an Aadhaar card, and if you have the eAPY software installed in your hardware, then they could very easily open an APY account, and on the basis of the Aadhaar card, and very little has to be done by them. This would help to avoid the people coming to the branches and congesting them, and unnecessarily having to put up with all the work involved in opening an account, although it's not very much. But for this to happen, all the RRBs and the post office also should install this software, and as many already 20 banks have done this, and they started getting accounts through the eAPY mode. So this is also something that you can think of. And so apart from opening accounts, there's also this issue of seeding of the accounts with the Aadhaar card. Now Aadhaar has become mandatory for the Atal Pension Yojana, and all the accounts need to be seeded with Aadhaar. So you need to do this as quickly as possible. And the last thing is the grievance redressal. Whatever grievances come up on account of Atal Pension Yojana need to be addressed as quickly as possible, so that customers are not left aggrieved, and their complaints are not disposed of quickly. So I would urge all of you to address all these issues, and try and ensure that you have as large a customer base of Atal Pension Yojana accounts as possible. This is it's not difficult to do it, although it does require a bit of effort. But I think given the potential of the states, I think it will be possible for you to reach the targets that have been set for the year. So I wish the conference all the best. I wish the best to all of you in your endeavors. Thank you very much.